Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we have some Call of Duty Vanguard news to go over, though honestly, I'm not sure how much news it actually is, since it's more disproving news than actually covering news, if that really makes any sense. So, there's a website called Gfinity Esports, and apparently they have posted an article today, which is getting a lot of traction, where they claim that within Activision, they are considering getting rid of the annual release cycle for the Call of Duty franchise. That sounds pretty good, right? Well, the information apparently is coming from a leaker by the name of Ralph's Valve, and honestly, I don't mean any disrespect here, but I've never heard of this guy. I've never heard that name before a single time in my life. He's got about 5,000 followers. He is followed by some credible leakers, but other than that, I've never heard of this guy really whatsoever. But Gfinity Esports puts up the article gets a bunch of traction, and then actual credible leakers like Tom Henderson, The Gaming Revolution, Modern Warfare 2 Ghost, like these guys, they all come out and say, that's not true. That's not true whatsoever. Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 is the game that's going to be coming out in 2022, and the supposed game for Call of Duty 2023 is said to be similar to Black Ops 2. It's going to be another Treyarch game, but it's going to be semi-futuristic and kind of be within that Black Ops Cold War universe. That's what we know of as of right now. That's what people have been talking about for a very long time, but then out of nowhere, this Ralph guy comes out and says, oh yeah, no more annual CODs, and Gfinity Esports is running with it, and then now suddenly, people, of course, are running with that, making YouTube videos, talking about it in their own news articles and things like that. Well, I'm here to say that I believe the credible leakers, and again, nothing against this Ralph guy. I don't know this Ralph guy, but Tom Henderson, Gaming Revolution, Modern Warfare 2 Ghost, like these people have been leaking us accurate Call of Duty information for years and years and years. I am more inclined to believe them as compared to some person I've never heard of, right? And it does make sense that Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, as much as that name doesn't make any sense, it makes more sense for that game to actually come out, though, in 2022, have it be a direct sequel to Modern Warfare 2019, which was the best-selling COD of the past couple of years. If you guys have been following the channel here for a while, then you know that sales were pretty good for Modern Warfare 2019, and then they got worse with Cold War, and now they're apparently in the toilet with Vanguard. So things have been going downhill ever since Modern Warfare 2019, which is, I think, good for the Call of Duty franchise. Hopefully they change around this formula here, but it does make sense for Activision to want to go back to the watering well, so to speak, and go back to that original Modern Warfare formula that made Warzone so popular and the game that was so popular back in 2019. So I definitely see that actually happening. We have no reason to believe that Call of Duty is going to be doing away with this annual release cycle, even though I personally believe that they should. I mean, I've talked about this so many times here on the channel, but Activision, just stop, man. Just stop. I mean, not only just stop with all the sexual harassment within your company, but also stop with the annual release cycle for COD, because COD is just in such a terrible place every single year. And I'm not saying this to be like dramatic or over the top or clickbaity or whatever. I'm saying this from the bottom of my soul. Call of Duty Vanguard is the worst release I think I've ever played in my, 14, 15 years playing COD. Like, this game's launch has been the worst launch for me personally, pretty much ever. I mean, you look at the fact that my game crashes constantly, and it's not just a me problem. People say, well, your game always crashes. It's not just me. All right, it's not just PC. I mean, here are my PC specs for crying out loud. My PC runs everything just fine. It runs every game flawlessly, except this one. This game crashes a ton, and it's due to packet burst, and the reason why packet burst is a problem for some people and not other people, it's because of the file size of the game, apparently. If you remember back to, Modern Warfare 2019 or Cold War or even Warzone, you remember how, large the file sizes were, on your Xboxes and on your PC? Well, they did away with that with Call of Duty Vanguard. They cut the file size basically in half due to on-demand texture streaming, and because of that, the on-demand texture streaming has to download these textures dynamically when you're starting to play the game, and as a result, everything's running off of your internet, and that kind of just it's basically the Activision servers, is basically what I'm saying here. The Activision servers are the reason why your game crashes at the very beginning or at the very end of matches, whether you play on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. It doesn't affect everybody, but it does affect a lot of people, myself included. But even like performance issues aside, I mean, the Riot Shield glitch from Modern Warfare 2019 exists in this game, and it's still running rampant. Everyone on the other team in most of my games are just running around with that glitched out Riot Shield on their back, making themselves invincible. You look at the fact that there are so many little tiny problems with this game that they have not fixed whatsoever, and then And I sound like such a dick, like even bringing this up. But then you look at the fact that literally no one's at work right now. Like, you look at how bad of a place Call of Duty Vanguard is in right now with all the glitches, all the problems. Literally, I posted a video the other day that shows you how to get out of the map on every single map in the game. But every single Sledgehammer and even Activision Blizzard employee is currently on vacation. And I understand why that is. I understand it's due to the fact that there's so much inner turmoil at Activision. Heads are starting to roll at Activision, which is a good thing. Bobby Kotick is apparently going to be stepping down if he cannot right the ship, so to speak, with Activision and with the culture within Activision. And of course, all the people involving like the sexual allegations at Sledgehammer, and like there's so much bad things happening, right? Stuff that's way more important than some video game. I get that. And as a result, Activision decided to give everyone basically to Activision Blizzard the week off for Thanksgiving, which is also nice. They get the time to see their families and do all that kind of thing. But at the same time, man, Vanguard's been out for weeks. It's been out for weeks. They haven't really fixed anything. There's so many challenges that don't track. There's so many problems. And they're all on vacation. And that means that none of this is going to be addressed for at least a week. We're going to have to wait until at least after Thanksgiving, probably next Monday maybe, for everyone to be back at work and back working on things, and then hopefully they'll start patching things like the Riot Shield glitch, or the spawn killing on shipment, or the spawn problems on DOS House, or all these other issues, right? All those problems are not going to be touched for at least a week, and it's because all the devs are on vacation, and it does rub a lot of people the wrong way that the game was released at full price with as many problems and as many bugs as it has, and then all the employees go on vacation and don't actually fix anything a month into the game's life cycle. I get that. I get why people are upset, myself included, because I paid for a game, and obviously I'm a YouTuber, so I make money back, but I still, as a consumer, I paid for a product, and this is the buggiest, worst product that I've experienced from this genre, from this franchise, I should say, in 15 years. And it's still a problem. So it's a weird situation that we're in, man. Call of Duty does need to get rid of that annual release cycle. I firmly, at my core, believe that, because we would not have as many problems with Vanguard if this game was given, a couple months extra of development time to actually be released fully and not just have all these problems, right? But Call of Duty is the annual cash cow for Activision. It comes out every October or November. As a result, it typically is the best-selling game every single year, just like Madden is to the sports world, Call of Duty is to the FPS world. And the game makes a ton of money. It makes Activision Blizzard a ton of money. And then in January or February, they get to do their quarter 4 reports with their shareholders to talk about how much money COD is making, how well everything is going, and that helps out Activision stock. But of course, with all the sexual harassment and the allegations and Bobby Kotick and all that happening at Activision right now, Activision stock has been plummeting. Call of Duty Vanguard has had the worst UK sales launch since 2007, right? I was a 16-year-old kid back then. I just turned 30. So that's a long time. The worst launch week in the UK for COD in like 14, 15 years. That is insane. Absolutely insane. So maybe this is the writing on the wall that Call of Duty finally needs. Maybe this is going to be the kick in the pants that Activision finally needs to maybe actually do away with an annual release cycle. Maybe actually let the developers finish their games. Or maybe not. I guess it really just depends. Ralph here says that the annual release cycle is going to be going away. Every other prominent leaker and industry insider that we know of says, no, the annual release cycle is still on. And I'm more inclined to believe those guys, but I wish that Ralph was correct. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There is, a bit of news and a bit of a rant and a bit of disproving of news as well here for Call of Duty Vanguard. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a like. Leave your thoughts and feedback on all today's topics down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.